I'm taping the symbols on the shirts. I can't afford 2 whole t-shirts for just this video. It is a war that has been raging since the beginning of the technological era, since the rise of communication, since the invention of the very first computer to the newest iPhone. Apple versus Microsoft. I angled the camera down so you could see my t-shirt. So in April 4th, 1975, 2 men by the name of Paul Allen and Bill Gates in the town of Albuquerque, New Mexico, created the company called Microsoft. It was the dawn of computer programming and no one really knew what was going on. So together, using a revolutionary computer programming language called Altair Basic, they created their first operating system, Unix. This first operating system would be the home of the very first version of Microsoft Word, at that time called Multi-Tool Word. However, their first real success was in the disk operating system, or DOS. So after DOS, they moved to Ireland, then back to the US, and created all these famous programs such as Microsoft Office, including Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, and the CD-ROM, and Microsoft Windows. So they were really the pioneers of the software aspect of it, like computer programming languages, operating systems, and applications. They didn't really create a lot of hardware back then. Now fast forward to today. Now they create hardware and software because of inflation and how big the company is. They can make whatever they want. But Microsoft computers are perfect for offices and for professionals. Now on to their rival company, Apple. So back in 1976, 2 men by the name of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak both had a passing interest in computer design. So Steve Wozniak invented what would eventually become the Apple I computer, and Steve Jobs was like, whoa, we can sell this, we can make money off of this, and boom, Apple Computers is born. Apple history isn't as complicated as the Microsoft history. They just created the Apple II and it became popular and it launched them into success. So the title of chairman went back and forth from Wozniak to Jobs as the company developed, and by 1984 they released the Macintosh. And at first it was very popular, but people began to get fed up by how little space it had and how it just wasn't really a very good computer. And at this time Apple wasn't doing so hot. There were lawsuits between Apple and Microsoft, and then there was the agreement that Apple would no longer use Windows software. What brought them out of this hole was the invention of the very first laser printer. Steve Jobs, who's basically the genius behind Apple, pulled them out of this hole in their history by making radical changes to the structure. Now up to this point they'd only been making computers, and it wasn't until 2001 when the very first iPod was released. Apple products focus a lot on entertainment and creativity, which is why I like them so much, because I'm a creator. I like to wrap this video up by saying that I love computers and I love technology, whether it's Apple or Microsoft. But what I can say is Microsoft focuses on organization, efficiency, and functionality, whereas Apple focuses more on design. It's kind of like being a left brain or right brain person. If you're a left brain person, you are more likely to like Microsoft, and if you're a right brain person, then you're more likely to like Apple. So put which one you like the most below, and I'll see you on Wednesday.